Shadiversity.
Greetings, I'm Shad.
And greetings, I am Tyranth.
And Tyranth, we have a special edition of the Darwin Award Sword Fails.
Yep.
It is Sword vs. Cop edition. And
Who wins?
I wonder who wins. Now, there is a content warning on this. There is some fatalities, I believe it happens.
Yeah.
Because when you try and take on a gun with a sword, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Isn't that
Oh, really? I thought the sword guy would win every time. This is anime, man.
Yeah, yeah. But it's actually, unfortunately, more common than you might think. And there are some that are just rife of many life lessons, which is why we are doing this one. It's for the educational value. This is not to laugh at someone's misfortune, but honestly, if they're criminals and they're going to be really, really dumb, you get what you deserve.
Sure, this first one's pretty funny. It is, man. It's funny.
It is.
It's full on weeb.
It's such weebery to a mentally unstable level.
Yeah.
This exists. The hope of much of our content is to bring people out of that phase of mole ninja weebery into true sword enthusiastism.
Swords are cool.
Swords are
Weapons are
great.
cool. They can make you cool.
Don't be dumb with them. Don't be cringe with them.
Yeah. Be good with them.
Yeah. And so we, as always, are responding to this with many years of swordsmanship experience, training with swords, reviewing swords, using them, breaking them. I've been doing this most of my life, okay? And so we aren't amateurs when it comes to this. We'll be applying that practical knowledge to our reaction and review. So let's get started. This one is wild. Okay, so someone calls the police, concerned.
I work over here at the Days Inn, and I just have customers complaining that there's a guest here that's waving around a sword and screaming.
So this is at a motel.
Motel, yeah.
And one of the residents, customers, is waving around a sword and screaming.
Yeah.
In the parking lot of a motel, got the sword out, and it's like, hey, if you want to train with the sword, not the best place to do it.
Yeah, you do not walk around a public space with a sword like that.
What is he doing?
No idea. Hide it.
Okay, so now I was getting into the training. And already the pose is just like epic weave. Like mole ninja stuff. The power of the sword! And he's running around swinging. And so, of course, people who see that, they're going to be like,
People often ask why we've made so many katana videos and why we call out weebs and stuff. It's like, these people don't exist, you know? You guys are just responding to boogeyman. It's like outside of this bubble of people who actually know about
are
swords.
informed, and you guys are just Chad-level sword enthusiasts.
Outside of that bubble,
There is a whole other world.
go to a convention, man.
I mean, and these are the type of people that genuinely believe the katana is the strongest, most powerful sword in the world, and if anyone dares besmirch it, you're insulting the legacy of the samurai, and you are a disgusting, vile person for doing so.
Yeah.
On the ground, or yeah. You gotta call us. Yeah.
It's just standing there with the sword
Yeah.
while the cops are approaching.
You're screaming, you're waving the sword and stuff. What's that?
I swear I'm not screaming.
No, that's fine. I mean, I didn't.
Something I do want to comment on. That saya looks very silvery. I wonder if he had the sword in the saya and swinging around. I don't know.
I don't think so.
That's just something I've just noticed here. That saya is very brightly colored.
I didn't hear you scream when I pulled up. That's just what the call is
Listen to
referencing.
me now.
Oh no. So he is bought into this. This is not LARPing for him. He is actually serious. Listen to me.
Listen to me, Holmes. Now you listen to me.
He's
dog.
monologuing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think he's high though.
Yeah, what's going on,
I'm
dude?
trying to achieve something.
Huh?
I'm trying to achieve greatness in the katanas. It's not allowed in the United States.
I'm not gonna lie. That's a Very good line.
It is.
I thought this is America.
I'm trying to achieve greatness with the katana. Is this not allowed in a free country? So I'm like, maybe not in a public place. Find a private place, a park where no one is, go into the bush or something like that. Your backyard is probably a better place for pursuing greatness with the katana. And that is allowed in the United States. But in a public place where people are kind of concerned, you're near other people's cars.
If somebody actually asked me, and they're like, I literally have nowhere to swing around a sword, I would probably recommend, now I know the weight's not the same, a lightsaber. Because you can take a lightsaber anywhere, and you can swing that around, you can practice drills.
People will just think you're having fun with it. I mean, there are just like synthetic trainers, which are very clearly not real, and you get ones that actually have brightly coloured blades to show this is a fake sword.
Sure, but I would rather somebody look at me with a lightsaber than like, whatever.
All right, so his response was epic.
It was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got people calling. I mean, I'm not telling you not to achieve that.
The cop is great. Like, hey, I respect. He's kind of saying, I respect your goal. You don't not do it, but And then he says,
What I'm saying is,
I'm a hell of responsible. Unless somebody comes at me and is willing to kill me, I'm not willing to kill them.
and that's how it should be. I agree 100%. But what we're trying to
But if
understand
they are willing
is,
to kill me, and if they don't accept that they're willing to kill me, and they want to see it,
no, I mean, that's not the case, man. Like I said, we're here to see what's going on. All right, it's not every day.
so, all right. Do you think he is either mentally unstable or under the influence of some type of drug?
Hey, why not both?
Why not both?
Doesn't have to be one or the other.
This is true.
At a hotel, waving a katana. You know what I mean?
He's related.
I'm related to Dionysus.
Okay, jumping different.
Yep, different cultures,
Different
but hey,
cultures.
all right, he has powers of the ancestors.
Maybe
on
he
his
is.
side.
Maybe he's just hammered.
So what are you doing?
I'm practicing my way with the katana so I can become better at combat.
Are you not able to do that in the comfort of your room? Yeah, leave it there, dude.
Dude. And so, like, he's not laughing because he's actually willing to draw the sword and threaten people.
Yeah.
You only go. This isn't a joke. This guy is unstable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the cops, of course, react. It's like, a sword is a dangerous weapon,
Yeah.
and so why did he just jump from zero? Like, look, in terms of threat, he was just standing there, 0 to 100, whip it out.
Are you seriously asking me why
I
mental
want
illness
us
is
to
mental illness? I
speculate.
have no idea.
He's just like, let's go.
He's just probably sick of it. He's like, all right, I've explained myself. You didn't
No,
listen.
if he is so, like, I guess, unstable in his delusion of embracing the way of the warrior, he's the response is with being threatened is to hold your ground as a warrior. That's why he did it.
He drew that katana like a loser.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now.
Put it down.
Don't.
Even the way he was running, it was just so, and I'm like,
You can do it. I'm telling you right now.
Put it down.
Don't.
he's like just holding it off the side like his uncle.
Well,
And then he's rushing police, and of course,
he found out.
he found out.
Yeah.
F around
Like,
and find out.
Am I allowed to laugh? It's funny, but this dude has done something stupid.
Well, this is the thing. It's of course tragic that someone lost their lives, but at the same time, you reap what you sow. You get what you deserve. This guy rushed policemen with a dangerous weapon.
And not only that, these policemen were super chill about
They
the
were
situation.
really-
Like, legit, they were like, hey,
Dude, you can practice the way of the sword. Maybe do it in your room.
And this dude's like, I bet. And he just, let's go, let's do it. It's like, what do you expect to happen here?
Exactly. And the cops need to protect their own lives. And this is not like an unreasonable escalation of force. It's like a guy's rushing you with a deadly weapon. you need to resort to the force that will incapacitate them in the quickest, optimal way to preserve your own life. This is why it's also fair for in self-defense, not just cops, for you to... You're not allowed to do this in Australia, by the way, but to use an escalation of force to, prevent personal potential threat and injury and death.
All right, I think there's more clips, isn't there?
There are more clips. So we actually have another angle, and this one is a little bit clearer.
Yeah, leave it there, dude.
So he just draws it.
Put it down.
And they've now given him a second warning.
Yes.
They've said, hey, put
Put it
that down right
down.
now. And dude's just like, nah.
And what, like... It has to be such mental disability or the drugged out of his brain to not just process, like, they have a gun. If I do this, I will die. But he legitimately is of the belief that, he will win. I can do this. I have the spirit of the warrior in me.
It has to be some sort of substance, because I would even be more depressed if this dude was so into anime that he thought that he could, like, chop bullets or whatever.
Right?
Yeah, put it down.
And he's trying to swing it around. Like, this is... yep. And is it... And it's...
6.5, shots fired.
I'm trying not to laugh, but what do you want me to do? It's funny.
Here we have another sword versus cop confrontation. This one is dual wielding.
I mean, dumb, sure. But, like, this video of this dude walking between two cop cars, dual wielding, is pretty badass. Like, it's like, yo, all right, you ain't messing around. Like, you're gonna die, but
Once again, it's katanas.
it is katanas. It's always katanas.
It's always like I think every single cop versus sword video will be a katana. But like I just worry, Tyranth. Is there something about the katana that leads to this type of corruption?
Katanas cause violence. No, of course it's not. Like, this is purely just like young men watching anime, stuff like that. Stuff
Too
that they
much,
like,
yeah.
pop culture stuff, which is more predominantly dominated by katanas. And then they have some sort of mental break or psychotic episode.
Yeah.
They do dumb and it results in this.
Yeah, the sad and horrifying thing about it is that there are crazy people that actually do go on sprees and legitimately end people's lives. All right, and they just have this break, and they just because these are still deadly weapons, even though it's like sword versus gun, no contest. Sword versus unarmored person, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it down. Hey, back up, you people.
That's a fascinating point. Sorry to interrupt you, because I was just thinking about that. I think we've done a video responding to somebody about swords for self-defense and stuff. Because in the world, you're going to get gun stuff, specifically for the US, but in everywhere else in the world, self-defense is MMA, judo, hand-to-hand stuff.
Yes.
There's not much sword...
Legitimate sword defense.
Yeah.
We might we've already contemplated making a video on the McDojo stuff about showing some legitimate self-defense against swords. It turns out there are actually more than one case of crazy people with swords trying to do bad things.
I wouldn't specifically frame it as swords, because, like, I think the swords is very low, but, like, a stick, like a baseball bat, or something where swords are a transferable skill.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
We might
Sorry, I was just
actually have
thinking
to
about
explore that because clearly it's a possibility that danger exists.
Hey, put it down.
What? Tased is dead. No, again, like, it is interesting just how no contest there is with a sword versus a superior weapon, but that's not to discount the danger that they pose if it's a sword versus unarmed. Okay? But that guy just dropped. Bang.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, tasers are interesting because they're not always effective.
I don't want to. I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. I wonder how somebody who's actually trained would handle a situation like this. If they just imagine some world-class sword practitioner had a mental break and then had to face some of this situation. I'd be fascinated. Not that I think it should happen. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just curious.
I know this is actually a logical puzzle you're proposing to me that I'm already starting to think through. And the thing is, do you know there are handheld ballistic shields in the world? I've seen Demolition Ranch review one before.
Well, because a lot of these are all the same sort of thing. We've only gotten through 2, and we're probably going to get some more. But it's all, they're out in the open. They're not using their environment. They don't know how to use a sword. Let's be honest here.
Yes.
And they're just presenting themselves because they're having mental breaks or whatever. As just open targets, especially for a long-range weapon. How would an actual practitioner? You know what I'm saying?
Is that another video we might not to try and we don't want to help out criminals, but if you're in a situation where a criminal has a gun and you only have a sword,
it's just an interesting.
It's an interesting
experiment
that we might need to explore. So yeah, he
Los
just
Angeles Police Department
drops
said
instantly. I think there's another angle.
on October 18th.
Second time, and they're holding it on. Ooh.
I wonder if he couldn't let go of the sword because they chase him. So there you go.
So they chase him again.
Some officers were apprehending the suspect.
So here's another one. This is Army veteran allegedly attacks Las Vegas police with a
sword,
a katana.
Oh.
I think most of them will be katanas.
Justin, put that
So he's
down.
up at the stairs.
Okay, put that down. Put that
This
down.
one is really interesting. He's trying to save the other guys that are concerned. Yeah, there's context to this that I'm clearly not getting.
Yeah.
Because I wonder, like, it's trying to say he's defending himself from someone else.
Justin,
But of course, when the
can you
police
do me a
come,
favor and put that sword down?
you comply with the police. Even if you think you're defending yourself against someone else or anything like that. Now
Don't come at me with
yeah. What he's doing is just so dumb.
that.
Okay, so he's having a break as well now. He's having a mental break. And shoot me? That's just suicide by cop at this point.
Don't come at me with that, Justin. Come on, man.
Oh, he knows him by it. Dude. Yeah, I mean, this is basically suicide by cop.
It is, yeah. At least it's keeping me on long point.
Yeah, technique.
What am I supposed to do in an episode like this? I can't help myself.
So there is a depressing amount of these. I have like this one looks like another suicide by cop. I have a sword shooting.
Got a 40.
I mean, if you're at night, man, and you're hiding behind a fence with that and you're that close quarters, I'm surprised that this dude's as chill as he is.
Yeah.
Man is dead after running towards sheriff's deputies while wielding a sword.
He has a sword.
I don't understand people like this. Like, because like, what's more common is knife attacks when people try and attack police officers with knives. And what do they think they're going to achieve by that? They, like, it's obviously suicide by cop again.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it. Drop 40.
And, like, he clearly has no idea how to use it as well.
Drop it.
Like, my best advice for things like this is if you're, like, I pray that nobody's ever in a situation where they're like this, but if you're in a situation where just let the cops arrest you, because if they're doing something wrong, after the fact, you can sue them, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
In the situation, if you don't comply with whatever they want, you can die.
And
then you don't. Then
exactly.
That's it.
If it escalates to violence, the police are allowed to use their guns, and they would be armed, right? Yeah. And so.
That's when one sheriff's deputy fires a less lethal foam baton at the suspect.
Interesting.
Almost immediately after, a separate sheriff's deputy fires his gun.
He has a sword.
Sorry. Less than lethal.
Then he ends up with a lethal one. It looks like you're cutting the final conclusion for that one. So this one is one that happened in Australia, and it's with a medieval sword this time. It's one of the few I've ever seen. And I'm not sure if this is the exact one. It depends if they show the takedown, because I remember distinctly what the takedown looked like and if it's the same one. But this guy, this is in front of the Melbourne train station. Flinders Street, right? And it's a standoff with a huge crowd. Like, look at this.
In Australia,
It's really sad, but
Yeah, that's
whenever,
Flinders Street Station.
Whenever something bad happens in Melbourne, it's always at Flinders. Like that's where the people attack usually.
Yeah.
The dude with the car,
Yeah.
the dude with the knife.
And this
like,
is a place that we've been many times, right?
An antique sword, claimed to be an immortal hero.
He's claiming to be an immortal hero. That looks like a wall
I was
hanger
gonna say
trash.
antique sword.
That looks like wall hanger
I don't
trash.
know.
And dared police to shoot
It's
him.
probably not even sharp. He's committed.
At least it's not like
This is the funny.
King Arthur commanded me to do this.
It's
type
almost
stuff.
there though. If he thinks this is an immortal hero, and what's look, it is funny about this is that this is almost the polar opposite of the Weeb one, where this is like the spirit of the samurai. This is like the spirit of the immortal knight warrior.
Yeah, he's got a.
The two ends reach.
Yes, I agree.
There's one on
I
the
agree.
opposite side for us medievalists.
First, the police tried to reason with him. Then the man's girlfriend attempted to bring the incident to a peaceful conclusion.
He's not
She
having it.
was unsuccessful. The
Keep in
police
mind,
tried-
this is only at how this is because the police are being so accommodating.
Yeah, they don't want to kill the guy, and
Yeah.
and I think that's because they understand he's having a mental break of some type.
Yeah.
Okay.
tried again.
We don't want to harm you. You're just listen to me. Like it's blocked off the entire street, and there's a massive crowd in this one.
The plea fell on deaf ears. The police began to use force. First,
So they're really trying to save the guy's life here.
Yeah.
Like this is a car with pepper spray on it.
they began to shower him with pepper spray. But more spray found its way into the crowd. and on-
They spray the crowd accent. He's doing the.
Funny,
It's not a ninja dodge. This is the night dodge. This is
to the man. Next, they shoot him with beanbag pellets.
Your beanbag pellets. And does the
The
dog?
man still stood his ground.
And then a dog comes in. I think
Keep
this-
in mind-
Oh yeah.
Police unleashed one of their dogs.
Then the dog comes in, pulls him down.
Keep in mind, throughout all of that, not once did he swing the sword at them though.
That is interesting, actually.
He kept
He
that.
was threatening people though, which is the issue.
That he's just keeping the sword down,
Yeah.
out of the way of everything. He didn't try and hit the dog. He didn't try and hit the people. So proportionality is a good thing to
Yes.
understand. I still think that this could have been resolved a lot quicker, and it wouldn't have to be such a spectacle.
I mean, they're using a lot of resources
Yeah.
to take down a guy
dude.
who doesn't know how to use a sword. The sword look dangerous weapon, but if that's a wall hanger, it doesn't even look like it's sharp.
Yeah.
And so
Next, they shoot him with
they shoot him with beanbag pellets or something.
beanbag pellets.
Yep,
and
beanbag
mace.
pellets. He's tanking it. He's just like holding his ground against that.
The man
Pepper
still stood
spray?
his ground.
And he's not swinging that sword at all.
Still not swinging, and then the dog comes in.
Police unleashed one
Doesn't
of
try to
their
hit the dog either.
He doesn't. That's interesting. Was he just doing it for attention then?
Maybe.
Because it doesn't actually seem like he was wanting to
hurt anybody.
hurt people.
Police had their
But still threatening people who needed to be, taken down and like or incapacitated.
control. They took him for psychiatric evaluation.
So at least this one is one that didn't end in the worst outcome. No one was injured. His life was now like, hopefully he got mental help. He might still be alive. This guy.
Maybe, yeah.
I wonder if we could look him up.
But I think that's all of our
That is all-
Sword Fails episode. What are we up to? 4?
4. I think this is Sword vs. Police edition.
Sword vs. Cop, yeah.
There is more sword fails out there. Let us know what you would like us to react to and share, or maybe you want some more police versus sword.
I
'cause
wonder
there's
if
more.
this episode is going to get age restricted.
I do. This one. That's why your support is always helpful. Become a member or a subscriber. We have multiple platforms for you to be able to do that, and you get exclusive content. Heaps of exclusive content. We're still making, still available, all there for you as well. And if you just like the content, subscribe. There's a lot of people watching who aren't subscribed and they miss out on the notifications. And even though even our subscribers don't get notified, but there's a high chance that you'll get notified. It helps.
This has been Sword versus Cop. I don't know if we're supposed to laugh at them. I don't know what we're supposed to do in this situation. Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching,
Did you
guys.
laugh? Let us know if you laughed in the comments below. And
Have a good one.
check out this video there.